Well, alright, friends, subscribers, and strangers, what's up? So, I'm here to tell you a story. I'm here to teach you some lessons of what goes through the mind of the bearded picker. That could be a short video because in one ear and out the other, most people think. Alright, so this story begins, our lovely story begins on Friday morning. Just a normal Friday morning in August, getting ready to go to yard sales. I'm outside, pulling stuff out of the van because my life is a clutter mess, and waiting for Harlan to get here. So we're off. We made the hard decision. So I'm going to teach you 7 lessons in this with this one item. Not really teach you, I'm just going to remind you, because most of you guys who watch these videos are really good resellers. I know a lot of you personally, and these are just things I'm going to remind you of. But if you're new, understand, how to get to where you want to be. And so first up, we're going to eliminate excuses. So this Friday morning, I didn't say lovely, I didn't say perfect. We were under threat of rain. Chances of rain was about 50 or 60%. Most people said, you know what, I'm not going to yard sales. That was eliminate excuses. You got to go. So rain, who cares? Okay, there's only a few. If you don't go, how do you find stuff? Right? Most people go, well, there's not too many, it's gonna rain, why bother? Why bother? Because there's cheap stuff out there, and I don't want a job. So let's go. Mileage is still deductible, there's still people selling stuff, all these good things. You got less competition. I mean, there's lots of positive reasons to look on the other side and go, do things others won't do. I talk about that a lot. If you want to make a good living in this business, you do things that others are not willing to do. There's a lot of money to be made there. Ship big items, all those kind of things, right? Sort through things, get big lots. I've got a big lot to tell you about. I'll make a separate video about it because Harlan and I went in on Friday. That's going to take some time, but I'll mention that maybe at the end of the video. So it's only Friday. There's going to be yard sales tomorrow. Okay, so Friday yard sales, less competition. I told you that. Less yard sales though. But you get a head start. So instead of being on the ones that are Friday, Saturday, on Saturday, you go to the ones that are Saturday only, because the people who didn't go Friday are going to go to both of them. So you've got a leg up on your competition on Saturday. So understand how important Friday is if you can get to Friday yard sales. If your area has Friday yard sales, we're very fortunate here to have a lot of Friday, Saturday. As you're well aware, I live in the Bible Belt. Very few Sunday yard sales. They just don't do Sunday because Sunday's for church. So, and it's too far to drive. First yard sale where I found my holy grail item was 23 miles away. Remember, I live 8 to 9 miles outside of Huntsville. So I have to drive into Huntsville, and this is South Huntsville, so it's another 8 miles south. So they live as far south as I live north, and then you got Huntsville in the middle. So it's a good little drive to get to the first one. We only had 4 or 5, but man, did we fill the van up. I bet we put half that van full of stuff, full of wonderful findings. So that's lesson number 1, eliminate excuses. Number 2, there are simple clues that you can find that you should have, most of you guys would have looked this up. I think you would have looked this up. And you want to know, beard, what the hell is it? What the hell is it? What did you pay for it? Alright, let's take you guys off the tripod. Dun, dun, dun. In the picture area in all its glory, there it is. That is a tabletop Snoopy Game & Watch. It is a Nintendo. I'd never seen one before. So Beard, why didn't you look it up? So what are the clues that this thing could be very valuable? There's 3 or 4 of them you're looking at. So right now, Snoopy. Woodstock's my favorite, by the way. That's just a side note. So Snoopy is very collectible. So anything Snoopy, take a few minutes if you can look it up, especially if it's got a box, especially if it's, it's easy to look up. Look who made it. Nintendo. This is 1983, folks. Nintendo was not the Nintendo that we know now. It's got the box, so the box, there's a little bit of a tag there. I tried getting some of that off, but this box it looks shiny, but it's an older box, and and it was very absorbent, like there's no protection on it. So I just left it. Once the first sign of it was soaking into the box, quit. Because this box, other than that sticker and those tape marks right there, oh, there's the other clue right there. Nothing is made in Japan hardly anymore. They make a few cars, and they make some things, but made in Japan used to be a big thing. It's not anymore. You know, their counterpart makes it. So we'll flip this guy around. I tried playing the game. The lady says, I asked her, it was sitting on the shelf, there was something on top of it, another Snoopy. I moved it. And I said, ma'am, I looked it up, and I was shocked by the price. And I said, ma'am, how much would you, this one doesn't have a price. The only thing I pay on a price, how much? She looks at me, she says, well, I put batteries in it to test it to make sure it works. It works good. How about $15? Okay, so I'm trying to learn from Harlan. Harlan is extremely good at he's got a poker face from hell. And so, you know, I looked at her and I gave her a decent poker face. I said, yeah, I think I can do 15. 15's fine. You'll find out why in a minute. All right, so what else about this thing can we, it's got a wonderful box. So let's lay her up here. The next thing we've got, you see the packing material. So there's the packing material. There's the game. And when I tell you this game is minty fresh, it doesn't have a scratch on it. This camera is this is an extremely good Canon camera. Whether the lens costs half as much as the camera. I'm trying to get it close enough that you can see there's not a scratch on this thing. This thing is beautiful. It is minty fresh. So there's the game. I took the batteries out. The battery compartment, that's one thing you need to check on these old things, is battery compartment. If you're going to sell electronics, look at that battery compartment. For those of you who sell this stuff, there's hardly even a battery in that. Look at that. That is sweet, right? So there we go. And then the other great thing, hey, where did I put that? Okay, so I left the manuals outside. So it's a good thing I made this video, because I would have sent it without the manuals. So it's got both manuals in it. So that's awesome, right? So so I gave you the number 2 of why in the hell look this up. All right, let's go back over here to where I can read my board. That's my time work. That was a terrible one. All right, Barry, so what else? List it when you find it. I'm the world's worst at this. But the one thing I can tell you, the philosophy that I try to live by is, on a Friday or Saturday, both days, when I go to yard sales and I find a great item, which I found one Saturday, it's going to be in a video because, hell, I've never seen one. It's old. It's cool. But list the most expensive item, or 2 or 3. How long does it take you to list an item? Okay, so it takes you 5 or 6 minutes. You're the slowest lister in the world, 10 minutes. So be it. List the expensive item, pay for everything, and then work yourself into the rest of the week of getting your stuff done, right? Or you can do like me, and you can make the big piles in your building, knowing that the fourth quarter's coming. There's not gonna be a lot of yard sales, and you still want to sell a lot of this stuff. So a lot of this stuff is still got crazy value in the fourth. So there is a method to madness of stacking all this stuff. I'm not just crazy. All right, so listings. What can I tell you about a listing? What sells an item like this? This is an expensive item. Did y'all want to know how much I sold it for? Anybody? Here it comes. I sold this game for $800 in 13 hours. $800 in 13 hours. Think about that. That's a good Friday, right? That's a damn good Friday. So what are the keys to selling this thing? Well, you got to list it. We talked about that. Take 12 pictures. You know, take as many pictures, battery compartments, packing, manuals, every side of this thing to show that it's minty fresh. If you're blessed with, you know, I'm kind of a phone snob. This is a Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's got a wonderful, one of the best cameras on a smartphone made. Use your best camera, or at least something that takes a high quality picture. I understand that eBay limits, but there is a difference whenever pictures are high, big pictures that don't crop them out. You know, use your phone to do the cropping 1:1, so that whenever they do it, they can expand out and they can see it. It's very important that the zoom feature on eBay on an item that's this expensive, so they can look at it and zoom and see to make sure that it is what it is, right? This made me so happy I was tearing up. That's terrible, isn't it? I don't know where that came from. price. Do your research on the price. So how did I come up with $800? There's a couple of them out there for 11, 10, 11. They haven't sold. The last one that sold with the box, $800, and they took a best offer. Not a problem. Best offer. Could that be a lesson? I put best offer on this thing. I listed it at 3 o'clock. At 3:15, I had a best offer for $600 plus shipping. Man, how many of you would have gone? Beard? $600 for 15? I'll take it. That last one took a best offer, and watch count doesn't work anymore very well, so couldn't find out exactly what they took, but I know that they didn't get 800. So, Beard, what the hell did you do? What would you do? Put it in the comments right now. Would you have taken the $600 offer in 15 minutes? $600. It's a lot of $600. That's a lot of money. That's a good day. Would you have taken the 600? Okay, so here's what I did. Most offers, they choose 24 to 48 hours. As a seller, you've got 24 hours unless they retract it, which on something collectible like this is probably not going to be retracted. So I consulted. Okay, I have friends around. Consult. I called Harlan. I'm like, dude, I've got a $600 offer on this thing already. I said, I'm not going to take it. I think I'm going to wait. You know, we had lunch and dinner. Was that Friday, lunch and dinner? Yeah, lunch and dinner. Harlan, Kevin, the guys. But so by the time dinner, I've got an offer. I'm like, yo, I'm waiting. You know, when I get up in the morning, go to yard sales, it'll be 14, 15, 16 hours into it. So I don't forget. I'll probably go ahead and take the $600 offer when I wake up before I go to yard sales Saturday morning. It's a pretty good thing, right? Give it a little time. Lo and behold, when I wake up Saturday morning, somebody at 3:15, 3:30 in the morning said, you know what? I'll give you full price, $800, full ask. So you've got to be patient with offers. You know, one thing I would tell you is even if you're going to decline an offer, it creates activity on your account. Don't immediately decline. You know, let it go through. You know, if it's a 24-hour offer, let it ride 24 hours. What's it hurt? You know, eBay sees the activity on your account and people are looking at your items, and so you get rewarded in search for your other items, right? So, you know, never just immediately decline. I don't care how mad you are. Make a counter offer, do something, but keep the activity looking on your account. So normally they sell for $300 without the box. So I knew that with 800 plus best offer, I knew I was in a good ballpark, right? I could have matched the thousands, or 1,100 or 1,000. I could have matched all those, but what good does that do? I want them to look at my item. You know, I'm in the spot where it generated interest, so that's how I picked 800. All right. So now that we've got all this done, so you've got all these things we talked about. Getting out there. No excuses. We talked about why to pick this thing up. What made it's pretty obvious on this one, but I just want to point out some things that if electronics and things were not your thing, still why I looked at it, list it, how to list it, best parts of listing, price. Okay, so what's left? I've got to ship this thing, overship it. I'm telling you, bubble wrap, double box, all these fun things. I would never send that box out with a label on it. Never. And so that thing's about 8x6, 10 by 8x6. So it's gonna go in a bigger box. I got $24 to ship it, so I don't really care about the cost of shipping. I believe it's going overseas because it's going to a buyer that's another one. I woke up, it was sold, but it wasn't paid. Buyer hasn't paid because I forgot to put immediate payment on there. My bad. But the buyer had 46,000 feedback. Was I worried they weren't going to pay? Hell no. 46. They are a buyer. I think this thing is eventually going overseas. They buy to sell overseas. Their name was, I don't know, Ship Airline, Ship something. I don't know what the name of the email was, but it was, you could tell they're professional buyers. Hey, more power to you. I hope they sold it for more. I honestly, I got my money out. I don't care what happens. A lot of people get mad at drop shippers. I don't care. I got what I asked for it. I'm satisfied with what I got. Whatever you do with it, that's your business. It should be the same. If you do retail arbitrage and you get mad at Walmart for not selling you 100 items because you're going to resell it, but then get mad at a drop shipper for making more money on your item, that don't make sense. If you can be mad at Walmart because you're going to make more money on their item and they won't sell you more of them, but then a dropshipper is doing the same thing on another platform, but you're mad at them because that's a vicious cycle there. So we're gonna wrap this video up. Insure it. So it's worth $800. I'm gonna insure it for $800. Make sure protect yourself on this. It's gonna have signature on it, because anything over $250, I put signature and insurance on, just because. And that's the video, folks. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed going in here. Hopefully you made it out the other side there. Flashlight on one side comes through, right? We'll see you in the next video. The next one, we're going to talk about something completely different. I've got to sell it and list it first. I did not follow my own rule. I didn't list the most expensive thing yesterday. So it is now Sunday. Guess what happens today? It's going to get listed here in a few minutes. I'll give you a clue. You make something that covers this. See you in the next video. Hope this finds you well. Roll Tide.